All right, so let's get through this month's gaming resume.
And apologies for my coughing. I'm kind of getting.
We
over
don't
something.
apologize on this podcast.
I'm just
man.
kidding. Suck it.
Yeah.
I love you.
People are subscribing.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Subscribe to the cough.
Suck it, I love you. That sounds like the beginning of something not appropriate.
All right, this month's resume is for the video game Faye.
Faye.
So
which we know tons
Is
about.
It Feet?
it's I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's Faye, but I could be
I'm
wrong.
sure the internet will correct us.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So last podcast we changed up how we're doing resumes. So we've got 4 questions we're going to get through. The first question is just very generic. It's just for us to talk about it. What is Faye? What is Faye?
It's a platformer, maybe?
Looks a little indie.
Definitely indie.
Definitely some sort of like a 3D platformer.
It's an action adventure.
That sounds about right.
Sure.
Yeah, there's
Let's
adventure.
go with that. What is it?
All right, here. Let me give you a little. Okay, so we watched. Never mind. We'll just do it. So in the game,
It looks like a
Faye,
gem.
in the game Faye, the player controls Faye, a fox-like creature in a forest setting, attempting to defend it from hostile entities called the Silent Ones.
Very Ori-ish.
By gaining help from other forest creatures, guiding them to complete tasks, and learning new abilities from those it helps.
Okay.
It is a game being published by Electronic Arts for PC, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. Comes out February 16th. It's kind of like their version of an indie game
Right.
within a bigger studio.
It looks gorgeous.
It does have a really good art style, and the gameplay seems to be,
Some interesting looking mechanics there. The communication thing in particular looks really intriguing to me.
yeah. I don't know. I guess it's not really hitting anything right now, but anyway, go on.
I should mention that I'm quoting Wikipedia for some of this stuff, so I literally just read right off of Wikipedia.
Yeah.
But some of the things that Faye has been compared to, Journey and Shadow of the Colossus.
Shadow of the Colossus.
For its hands-off approach to gameplay tutorials.
Emergent
So it just kind of
gameplay.
you just go,
Yeah, I suppose.
and
That's always a
you have
plus.
to kind of learn as you go.
Always a plus to me.
Yeah. I mean, Shadow of the Colossus, that's interesting because their hands-off approach was just showing you button prompts or talking to Dorman whenever he would tell you just hints. But I guess that's a good thing. Yeah, that could be good. Depends on how they do it, but anyway.
What about this game gets you hyped? From what you've seen, what are you hyped about for this game?
Visually stunning. Like, out of the box immediately. Like as soon as I saw the first 2 or 3 seconds of the trailer, I was like, I already think it's really beautiful.
Yeah, art style. Really
As indies go, I don't generally expect them. Like, a lot of times they like to constrain themselves to 2 planes, to make themselves easier. It looks robust in a way I wouldn't expect a game like that to be,
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, you want that from an action-adventure game, right? So, like, just the fact that we don't get a lot of good action-adventure, frankly.
Right.
We don't get a lot of games in that genre that are, like, big hits. You get, like, 1 or 2 a year, maybe, that are interesting, and they often are over-mechanically, like, developed. So...
But when you say action-adventure, do you mean, like what kind of action-adventure? Because that's such a broad
Well, just
term.
like the wandering...
It's like a platforming
like,
action-adventure.
Yeah, just like the exploration aspect of like a world that it's not touting itself as like sandboxy or anything like that, but it's obviously putting you in a place that you want to experience.
It's kind of like Monster Hunter World.
Yeah,
That's
I would go.
action-adventure,
I would
but-
go more Zelda-y, like Breath of the Wild,
Yeah.
right? It just that I'm gonna plop you in a place that's pretty and let you go and like, oh cool, figure out what you can do, like that. That's really intriguing to me.
I see what you're
So.
saying. Okay. I guess it could do that.
And it's definitely got that cutesy, like that. It's got that cutesy sort of Ori vibe, like that sort of spirit of the forest, but little cute animals thing. Which I don't know. I feel like that just really, I dig that in general.
Yeah,
so.
I agree. It does look appealing.
Maybe
visually.
some room for some emotional investment. Although that trailer didn't get me the way Ori's ever gotten me.
Oh,
so.
and the first Ori trailer was
Yeah.
What gets you hyped about this, Onyx?
pretty much the same thing.
Visuals?
Visuals. It looks good. It looks like it could have a different story as well, just based on the aesthetics and stuff and what you see. Honestly, the fact that it's also on Switch is also a plus to me.
Yeah,
Because
that's a big deal.
I just got Celeste on Switch, and I probably wouldn't have gotten it had it been on another console. And I'm glad that I did, because it's a damn good game. Like, a solid... I can see why I got a 93 on Metacritic.
It's really nice to just be able to pick a game up like that.
Yeah.
That maybe you don't find the time to motivate yourself to sit down and play at your PC, but because you can just pick it up on your Switch while you're watching TV or something like that.
I did it because I went on a plane.
Yeah,
with a
it's
PC
accessible, which is really
recently.
nice.
And holy moly, like
That's a great point.
So it's yeah.
So what gets me hyped about this game isn't actually the game itself, but when it was announced at E3, and I don't remember if it was last year or the year before. I think it was last year at Electronic Arts press conference. The person that was doing the presentation, from what I recall, he felt very humbled, and I feel like he was even a bit nervous.
Right.
Which, I mean, you're always nervous, I think, doing those kinds of presentations, but I got the sense that he really, truly cared about this game, and he wasn't like a PR guy up there trying to sell typical Electronics Arts sort of stuff.
We got that with Sean Murphy, too.
But I think Sean Murphy cared about his game.
I do, too.
What gets me hyped is the passion.
Right.
And
It doesn't very obvious passion that they have for this game.
It doesn't seem like anyone has latched onto this and been like, this is going to be this huge thing. They're
right.
going to let it be what it is.
Yeah, Sean Murphy and that whole...
Yeah, they got shafted into making No Man's Sky this massive thing that they were like, no, we just wanted to make...
Yeah, I'm not saying that that's a bar for the quality of what the game's going to be. I'm just saying that lets me know that it's not just corporate dollars.
It's more of a passion
something.
project.
It's a passion
Yeah, I
project.
appreciate that.
What scares you about this game, or what does not get you hyped? What makes you worried?
The fact that I haven't watched nearly enough footage on it apparently, and I hadn't really heard about it until you mentioned it for this, which is sadly on me. But I feel like I should have known more because it looks interesting.
Mm-hmm.
A game that looks that interesting, I feel like should have more push behind it. You know.
To me, really, I just worry about the platforming itself. Platformers, if the platforming isn't good, if the main thing you're going to be doing is not solid or tight, as you call it, it might just be hindered by it. I mean, Yooka-Laylee, from what I've heard, is a mixed bag, and that had really good talent behind it. In the same vein, however, you've got a game like Celeste, which is a platformer, and oh my god, this is perfect platforming. So they have to really nail that aspect of it, and that worries me.
True.
Despite what I just said about being hyped that it's a passion project, I'm worried because it's still Electronic Arts.
Yeah. Well,
at the end of the day, it's still Electronic Arts.
I think they've been good about their smaller titles, though. They don't really nickel and dime those like the big ones, you know? That I can't remember anyway.
Yeah, there was, it wasn't called Unraveled. It was the thing, Yarny was the name of the character, I think.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Unravel?
about.
Was that what it was called?
Yeah, the little
red guy.
I own the game, yeah. Pretty sweet game.
That's one.
Yeah.
Faye is two.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's Battlefront and Mass Effect Andromeda, and
you
know,
they definitely don't have a lot of indies.
It hasn't been a great
great recent year or two for EA.
Right.
So I'm a little worried about that piece of it, but we'll see.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
All right, last question, and then we're through the resume. For you, is this a day one purchase? Why or why not? And I don't know how much this is. I would assume
probably $20 maybe.
Let's assume 20. It may
Maybe
be
25.
it may be 40.
Yeah.
Up to 40, but we'll assume 20.
No. It's not a day one for me.
If it doesn't, the price doesn't matter.
No. I mean, if it's $20, it has a higher, like, I would consider it more. If it has really good reviews, I might purchase it just because my kids might enjoy it. But personally, for me, it's not something that's calling for me. I have plenty on my plate already with games, and I don't know. It just it doesn't at the moment. It doesn't seem to be doing anything too out of the ordinary for me to say, "Wow, I gotta have it." So no, it's not a day one purchase.
I need to know what the price point is, and to be fair, I need to watch some gameplay.
Right.
Here's my thinking: because of the window it's coming out in, it could be. Now I'm not like, oh man, I need to go get this day one, but because it's coming out in such a dead window, like there's not really a whole lot in the next like couple of months, and it might offer me something that I can kind of sit down and not like be crazy about, like on the Switch mobile, having fun with it and just like a break from Monster Hunter or whatever else I'm doing.
If that's even
I
possible.
could see it, but
yeah.
So it just, I mean, I could see myself that day if it was like a $30 game, like a $25, $30 game. I could be like, yeah, sure, why not? But
I would tell you, but the only Google thing for it is EA's website, and it's not. It's not loading very well. Yeah. So
I get it. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like a $29.99er, you know.
I'm gonna say no as well. With the caveat, you just reminded me, Onyx. If my daughter was 1 or 2 years older, that's actually, it looks like the perfect game for someone at her age. to learn game mechanics and just explore and have fun, and it doesn't have to be anything, too crazy. It's got a cool visual aesthetic that I think would be enough to carry somebody who has not played a lot of games to really be interested.
$19.99.
Okay, so it is $20. There you go.
Oh, there
Thank
you
you,
go. See,
Onyx.
I don't know. I'd be
That's
pretty
why you're a
tempted
chemist.
then. You always wonder, like, that's an interesting point with, like, the generations coming up. You both have kids. I don't have any kids yet, but you wonder for those kids, like, what's going to be their Ocarina? Like, what's going to be their Super Mario World?
My
Like,
Ocarina
is
was
going to be the
well,
Ocarina.
my Ocarina was the original sound.
Right. But you know what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
are they going to have to play the games that we played at a young age to get the same experiences?
Well, they're going to get to because they do all these 60 FPS HD
but
remasters.
when they're like 3 or 4 years old, they're going to be these kinds of games. Is one of these going to be like the hidden gem that all of a sudden becomes like, oh man, that was so memorable? Because like Ori kind of is in that vein, right?
Yeah.
Ori could have been, if that was one of your first games as a kid, as a platformer, that could be super impactful.
It's
Super impactful to me as an adult. So,
but you gotta understand, these kids also have Breath of the Wild. They also have Odyssey. So like if they've never played Ocarina, they have essentially the newest gen.
Right.
And a lot of kids have the Switch.
But
So
new
I've
IPs,
seen-
things that aren't
Yeah.
18 games deep. And,
Oh yeah.
just an interesting
Sure.
thought.
Yeah, it
Anyway,
could be.
not to get off track.
Okay. Well, that's Faye.
Faye.
So if you like it, go check them out.
Faye done away.
Despite what we said, I think you should go check out. At least go
It
watch
does
some
look really
trailers if you haven't
interesting.
seen
Yeah,
anything.
definitely.
It definitely might appeal to you. It does not look like a bad game. It actually looks
indie
good.
developers.
It does
I'm
look
all
good.
for.
And by that, well, I'll just throw this out there. Celeste, I genuinely recommend it. I've been talking about it
It's
for
like a pitch
week.
man over here.
It's so good. Like it just took me by surprise. I wasn't expecting it to be that good, and the story was way better. Sorry to take away from Fate.
No, there's a lot of Switch. There's a lot of gems on Switch. I think on the eShop you go in there. Just like there's a lot of things that are worth checking out.
Yeah,
Don't
this
get
one's
enough
on
attention.
PS4 as well. So if you don't have a Switch, you can get sales on PS4 and Xbox, whatever. But anyway, I'm done.
He gets 2% of all their profits.
I would love that.
All right. Like what you saw? Check out some of our other videos and be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with our latest content. Thanks for your support and thanks for watching.